Hello. This is the 30-day or 1 month recap of what happened with my AI agency in the first 30 days. Well, basically, it's been a bit more than 30 days anyway. So, in short, I haven't landed any clients up until now. I've had a few sales calls, and generally things are going well or improving, but still no significant results in terms of having meetings or having new clients. Now, I believe this will change in the future because the first month was all about warming up the inboxes, preparing everything, preparing some cold outreach, personalizing different emails and stuff. So, yeah, anyway, let me get into the Canva board where it all started in the beginning. So, this is my first video. The bottom section, as you know, is about what I did before, and the upper section is about getting clients and stuff. So I will now focus a bit more on the upper section, just below learning. I mean, this is always continuous, always learning new stuff and the new updates that are in the industry. Case study I will not touch upon. I have a detailed video of how I made a case study without having any clients. And about the niche, I would just like to briefly talk about the niche. Now, I chose to go into the travel and real estate niche because these are the two niches that I already know. And I've did some work in the past in these two niches. Basically, what I learned was the tour operator niche was not that I had like one or two sales call in this niche, but the audience in general wasn't very sure about AI implementation because they do like they want to have like personalized touch with the customer. They want to do it like without AI and stuff. So generally, I think it's a good niche. So I will get into it eventually, but at this time I don't think it's the main focus because at this point it might land some smaller project, but in general it doesn't add up to any big scalable amount in this stage. Concerning the real estate niche, this one is pretty interesting. As I said in one of the videos, I had interviews with people who are in the real estate niche who have properties, and they're working with they did some like property management AI agents in terms of tenant screening and maintenance triage. And I've made this on my N8N platform. You can find the video also on my channel. It's a proven concept that should work. However, I think the niche and the audience was not that good in the first batch of outreach with the cold email. So I'm going to get into the results briefly. Anyway, my current focus is trying to land a client for a B2B cold email outreach because this is the one where I can land a fixed monthly retainer that can keep the company afloat, keep the company running, and then have some time also to explore and do different AI agent implementation because from what I've seen, the best AI systems are the one that you can replicate or that you can scale into multiple companies. Whereas the things that I did in the travel niche and in the real estate niche is something good that I know, but still something that I'm not sure if the market wants. So I've learned from a lot of people, they always they say that you should focus on what the market wants rather than what you think the market needs. Now for the travel niche, I think that was the case, but yeah, I'm going to get into it a bit later. LinkedIn outreach is working fine. I'm not using Ulink, I'm using Prosp. I'm going to get into it in a second. It has some AI implementation. The N8N automation is just regularly posting on LinkedIn, which is just doing fine. It's nothing spectacular on that side. Now this is the Prosp. This is the LinkedIn outreach that I'm using. I'm using it for property managers. I think the list is not that perfect for what I'm offering, but anyway, this is the builder. This is where I built out the steps. So I just visit the profile, like the post, send the connection request. When they accept, I send a message thanking them, then another message offering my service, then a voice note, because it's interesting that in Prosp you can send voice and video messages into a workflow so you can automate it, and then a final reminder message if they're interested. For the analytics, it's been running for about a week or 2 weeks, I think. So it's a good percentage of accepted invites. Not many LinkedIn replies, just 3 from people who are not interested. And yeah, that's basically it, to be honest. I think this generally LinkedIn systems need to run a bit longer because they scale up as you get more people who accepted your connection request, and then you get more conversations, you get more follow-ups, and then it works a bit better than in the early stages. Now for the cold email, let me just get into paid ads briefly. Anyway, paid ads will not be the focus as of now because it requires a bit of investment and time, which I don't think it makes sense in this stage, because I've tried a bit of paid ads. I haven't had that much success, although I have experience with Facebook ads, running an e-commerce brand. So I will not be focusing on that at this time. I will do it later. I have a lead magnet already prepared, which is a built-in replit. Facebook setup, target audience generally set up. You don't do much targeting on Facebook anymore. So this will not be the focus as of now. The main focus is this one here. It's cold email, and I'm using anything to personalize the cold email outreaches. You can find some examples also on my channel. I have some simple ICP personalization and also some company research data, and then crafting an email from that. Domains and emails, I doubled down. I had some nice, offers that I had from Instantly, so I just doubled down, and then I have about 50 inboxes now that are ready to send. I'm using Apollo for scraping, not Apollo directly, using Lead Mesh and different tools. And I'm not using Smart Lead, I'm using Instantly. I see a lot of people are using Instantly. It's just, to me, a better interface. It works better. You have some minor better editing options. Now the results over here for my cold email campaigns are the following. This is the property manager outreach system. It was a smaller list of 784 people. I didn't get any positive reply from this, although I had a deep personalization of the outreaches. In terms of the icebreaker here was pretty well thought out and detailed. This is what an example of email looks like. So looking at your company, your work across 60 markets, blah, 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 with a simple intake that auto-checks criteria and triages applicants to book showings or send clear declines to help your team reply faster. Now, this is something that I'm not using right now because I think it's too complicated, and I think I should be more specific and more simple. But anyway, this is how it looks now. Then we have the rest of the part is just fixed. We work with this and this, who manages hundreds of properties. She uses AI automations. This is what we build for property managers. We align KPIs. If we can't commit to measurable gains, we don't proceed. Is it okay to send a 2-minute video showing how it works? No replies. No, it was just a 3-step outreach, just following up once and then once more to tell me if they're the right person. So basically, I think the sequence is not bad as the lead list, because these are property managers with I didn't limit the company size, so it was like about a lot of people from one company, and that's the result from that one. Now we can ignore this one. I'm gonna go into the outreach of of collaboration companies that are doing B2B businesses, and then have a high average order value. I have a few niches that I want to do this B2B outreach, AI-powered outreach system. Basically, I'm using my emails to market them the offer of doing the same thing for them. So I have experience doing it for myself, so it's a bit easier to get everything set up, and I know the whole process, and it's not variable as is building a custom internal AI agent that can take months to build, and then I cannot really charge that much, and then I cannot resell it at the later point. So I'm still working. No, it's just using AI to build up the existing things that are already working, to make them better with AI, such as, for example, cold email outreach. Oops, sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the results from this one. I got a positive reply, one opportunity. This was from the first email, I think. Yeah. Then we have a 4-part email sequence. The sequences here are a bit too big, too long, the first email, so I'm gonna have to adjust this. We can pause here and just look at the outreach campaigns I'm using. Circling back, and then the step 3 is something that I also saw from a guy on YouTube talking about pivoting in the 3rd step, which is basically starting from a different angle. So with a new subject line, trying to make kind of a new email flow. So you have like 2 touch points with the contact, one main email and then a follow-up, and then you have another like main email and then another follow-up, and it's usually like 3 days apart, so they might forget it. It's business days, then you combine the weekend, it's already next week. So I usually start with 7 from 19 here. I reached out last week but wanted to try a slightly different angle. And the final email is just let me know if you're the right person to talk to about this issue. Now, all these email accounts here that are from my company, one second, we have 51 email accounts. And if I go into Zapmail, which is where I bought all my email accounts, you can see here, one second, I have 30 Google Workspace mailboxes. As you can see, I have 15, I think, or 10 websites, domains. Each of them have 3 emails. And then on this one, I have 5 domains, and in total, I have 15 mailboxes. This is 44 inboxes. So it's 10th of November. They're already warmed up. They already started. So, but I'm not sending that full outreach in terms of 30 emails per day. I'm still keeping it around 20, but I think from tomorrow, I'm increasing them to 30 emails per day. Anyway, that's for the numbers. And I think after I have all this set up and I have some feedback from the campaigns, I think this will work much better for the next batch of outreach. Now let me go into the cost analysis over here. So these are the finances from running a company or from doing starting an email AI agency. We have the LinkedIn outreach system, which is 59. You don't need this, but I have it because I think it's good to have it long term. Website hosting, you need a website. It's on Framer, 23 per month. Lovable, I use it to build interfaces and intake forms, and this is also the case study where I have it. NA10 to build automations, 30 a month. Replit is 18. This is I use just to test out some new applications and build it from scratch, and also use it as a lead magnet. It's really good. You can build anything on there, and yeah, I think it's really worth it. Zapmail is where the mailboxes is. Now this is increased to I think 120 because I have additional mailboxes here. Domains for emails. Then I have Instantly, which is a monthly subscription. And then these are one-time payments of buying leads for different niches. They're all prepared. And Bounce Band is also to test out if the emails are going to bounce. And also have Miller Verifier. This is also one-time purchase. It's not here, but in general, these are the spending amounts. Monthly, it costs about 400, which is a lot because of mostly from emails and Instantly. These two are just like more than 200 a month. And then all these subscriptions add up. I think you can cut out a bit, but in generally, I'm trying to have a sprint of 6 months to try to land a client within these 6 months and to use as much as email accounts and domains as I can to do it as fast as I can. Now, I've been seeing a lot of success stories also everywhere on internet, on the school communities, and people saying that they landed their first client within 10 days of starting an AI agency. For me, it's not the case. Maybe they're some kind of geniuses and I'm not. So I'm just showing you the realistic results that you can kind of expect if you go the route that I'm going. Now, if you start even with less inboxes, which is more realistic, maybe you start with 15 email inboxes, you send about 200 emails a day. Maybe your offer is not right. Maybe the deliverability is not right. So it's a lot of factors that can even make this even more unsure, so to say. So I think the next update in 30 days should be good because I have potential to improve. I'm keeping a positive mindset in all of this to try to also not be emotionally tied to the results that I'm currently having and not be have a FOMO of people who are getting success within 2 weeks of starting an agency, which from what I've seen, it's not really realistic, but it is what it is. We're going to continue with our plan, adapt, adjust, take feedback from the results and see where we can improve. Also, if you have some improvement tips or anything you want to say, you can mention it in the comments also. I don't have much comments, so I'm going to probably read all of them. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.